and I am a real estate agent. So meaning that I help people to buy and sell houses. I've helped some people getting their first house, which is
Yeah.
something that is very emotional, right?
The purpose of this podcast is the people should aware what are the possibilities to buy properties. The expats or the resident who are coming from the different countries, they should aware of the things.
Interest rates that has been decreasing, all the taxes related to the purchase of the house will be cut. They will not pay taxes. Government can help them with 100% of the credit.
In 2025, they are not going to take the taxes. Hello, namaste, hola, buen dia. Welcome back to another exciting podcast of SP Productions where every frame tells a story. I'm your host and host Sushant. Today I'm bringing you story that's all about turning a dream into reality in the world of real estate. I'm thrilled to introduce our guest Isabel, who is the top tier real estate agent in Portugal. Hey, hi Isabel. Welcome to our
Hi,
show.
Sushant. Thank
Uh,
you.
we have a lot of listeners. Introduce yourself to them so they
Yes,
will have a little idea about you, who you are, what you do, and how you
yes,
started.
yes. I can do a brief introduction. Okay. So
Yeah.
my name is Isabel. Okay. I live in Portugal. I live in Azeitão, which is near Setúbal, and I am a real estate agent. So meaning that I help people to buy and sell houses or lands. I have been in this business for 4 years. I have helped many people, helping them buying houses, selling houses, and it's something that I really like to do. Okay.
You help everyone to get their dream houses.
Yes, yes, I hope so. I hope so. I've helped some people getting their first house, which is
Yeah,
something that is very emotional, right? Because it's
yeah,
their first house where they're going to live for the first time. So this is very, very nice.
correct. Thank you for being here, Isabel. The purpose of this podcast is to people should aware what are the possibilities to buy properties, especially with the expats, because
Yes,
the residents or the citizens of the Portugal, they know already, but the expats or the resident who are coming from the different countries, they should aware of the things. So that's the purpose of this podcast. So I would
yes,
like to ask you with the first question that what is the market? How's the market, real estate market in Portugal these days or in 2025?
okay. Well, in 2025, it seems that it's not so different from 2024. So
Mm.
it seems that the demand for houses will continue. There are
Okay.
a big demand for houses in Portugal and also in Europe, okay? And this is due to the interest rates that has been decreasing
Oh, okay.
also in the European Bank, okay, European Union, okay, due to the interest rates decrease because of the cuts of the rates in the European Bank. That's it. So in Portugal, there are other factors
Mm-hmm.
that will help to this, especially the cuts of the taxes, okay, and the public guarantee for people under 35, meaning that for
Mm-hmm.
people under 35 that are now wanting to buy a house
Mm-hmm.
and and it is a first house and they don't have any other house, all the taxes related to the purchase of the house will be cut. They will not pay taxes, and there is also a public guarantee, which means that
Mm-hmm.
the government can help them with a 100% of the credit
Wow.
because
So in
usually to buy a house
2025, they are not going to take the taxes?
they are not paying the taxes.
Oh, okay.
Exactly.
Okay.
For people under 35, they will
Mm-hmm.
not pay the taxes. And to buy a house, it is
Hmm.
necessary to have their own money for the signal in the contract, usually the 10%.
Correct.
And now the government has established that the people under 35 can also apply for the public guarantee, meaning that the government will help them with 100% of the credit.
Wow. So this is the, I
Okay?
think, the super news for 2025 who is
Yes,
looking to buy
super
the
news for the
houses.
2025 for the youngest people, exactly. But
Okay.
what we should expect also for 2025, more new constructions.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, it is to be expected, but the prices will not be lower. And why?
Okay.
Because the high costs of the lands,
Mm-hmm.
because of the high costs of the construction, and also because of bureaucratic expenses.
Okay.
Okay,
Uh-huh.
so we should expect more young people to try to find a house, but the prices, we are not expecting it to decrease.
Okay. When you say young, what is the age limit for this?
It's 35,
35. Okay.
35. All
And
people under 35
under 35.
will not pay taxes
Okay.
if it is the first house, if
Mm-hmm.
it is the first house, because, for example, let's do this example for a young couple. Okay,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
one of them has already a house, but
Okay.
the other one doesn't have.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, they will pay 50% because the other one already has a house. If
Okay.
if on the other hand, for the couple, it is the first house for both of
Mm-hmm.
them, so they will not pay any taxes related to the house. What I mean, the taxes is what we call here in
Mm-hmm.
Portugal the IMT and the IS. Okay, two of the
Correct.
biggest taxes that the people pay when they buy a house. Okay.
So it's a registration taxes, house registration taxes.
Yes,
Okay.
realization taxes.
Okay.
Exactly.
So
Exactly.
this rule is applicable for everyone. Doesn't matter whether it's expat or temporary resident or just for the citizens.
It's applicable for everyone.
Everyone.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay, that's good news actually. So 2025
Yes.
brought a lot of good
Yes.
news for the real estate industry and the people who are looking
Yes.
for to buy their dream houses. I believe this is the good year or the best year to buy the properties.
Yes. I think
Uh,
good here.
yeah.
But as I say, we have to be caution
Mm-hmm.
because the prices are not getting lower.
Mm. Yeah,
That's the
price
fact.
were always higher in Portugal. That's what I believe.
Yes. 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 Yes.
So I
Be-
mean to say it is not going to impact the price in 2025, but on
mm,
top of that, people will get more benefits on tax parameters.
yes. Yeah,
Okay.
exactly.
So, according to you, which places are most favorable among expats to buy the properties? Which are those places?
Okay. Expects they are looking at more the urban areas.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, like Lisboa
Mm-hmm.
and Porto, and
Okay.
also the places near Lisboa, Cascais,
Mm-hmm.
Sintra, also the coast. They are looking for those places. Okay, and also in the north they are looking for Braga, which is a city in the
Braga.
north.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yes, and in the center they look for Coimbra. Okay, and also in the south in Algarve,
Algarve.
Lagos.
Yeah.
Yes, Lagos is a town that is good for expats. Okay, they are looking.
Algarve is full of, I think, Britishers,
Yes, it is. It is.
and maybe people may not find that language challenges. But of course, the
Exactly.
properties rates must be high in those areas.
Yes, it is.
So, Isabel, what are the steps if someone is looking to buy the property in Portugal? So, what are the steps involved? How someone can start with it?
Okay. So the first thing for an expat to buy a house here in Portugal is to get the fiscal number. I mean
Fiscal
the number
number
that
is the
they
tax
pay,
number.
fiscal number, the tax number.
Correct.
Because why? Because they will have to pay some taxes.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So this is the first thing, and they can get this number in any finance department
Mm-hmm.
or in any citizen shop, as we call that. Okay, so that the first thing is the fiscal number. Then I don't need to know what is the procedure after that, because after that you will get the credit, then you will choose the location for the house, then you will have to ask the help for a real estate agent
Correct.
like me.
Yeah, where
And
your role will play the important role. Yeah.
yes, yes, the important rule. Then do the visits, do the offers for the houses. If the offer is accepted, then they must sign a contract where they can give the 10% of the signal if it
Mm-hmm.
is not a public guarantee, if it's
Okay.
not 100% credit. And then the deed, which is the final contract, will be
Mm-hmm.
signed after 30 to 60 days, and finally the house is for
So,
they.
so like the people who are not residing in Portugal, maybe they are living or they are from the US or Canada, Australia, India, do they need to also open first their tax number to start with the process?
Yes,
Okay.
anyone can ask for this tax number, for this
Mm-hmm.
fiscal number, as we call it. Yes, anyone can apply for that.
And
Exactly.
and
And then
I heard that most of the time banks also asking to open the bank account. So is it one of the mandatory requirement too?
in the beginning of the process, it is not necessary, but
Mm,
after, you will have to have a bank account, because if you're going to get for credit
correct.
and or a mortgage as
Mm-hmm.
well, you will need a bank account. Okay.
Okay, this bank account is needed in case of mortgage, but let's say if someone expat from America, he has all the money with him and he don't want a mortgage. He just want to buy the property by paying the entire money by himself. So I believe in that case, he don't need a bank account, right?
In that case, there's no need a bank account, because you will pay everything with their own money.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
And typically, how long it takes the entire process from searching by selecting, and then of course, if the bank is not involved, if someone has his own cash money, the process will be little less. But when the bank is
Yes.
involved, how long it takes?
Usually, to have the credit analysis, you will take around 15 days for the credit
Okay.
analysis.
Uh-huh.
Then to search for a house,
Mm-hmm.
okay, with a real estate agent. It depends on what we have on the market, right? It depends in the offers,
So you mean to
what
say
is
the first
available.
step is to get credit approved from the bank,
Approved. Exactly.
then
First,
make it sense to look for the
yes.
houses.
Yes,
Yeah.
then search for the houses, okay, which
Mm-hmm.
can take, I don't know, maybe up to 1 month, maybe depend on the process.
Mm-hmm.
It can be
Mm-hmm.
1 week, it depends.
Mm-hmm.
And then you will have to send the documentation to the bank until final approval before deed. And that will take around 1 month, okay?
Mm-hmm.
So this
So,
is the situation for the credit.
so in entire process, what will bank do? Bank will do the property evaluation and all.
Sorry, Sushant?
The bank will do the property evaluation, right? In this entire
Yes,
process.
yes, yes. In this entire process,
Mm-hmm.
after the credit has been approved,
Mm-hmm.
after you will send the documentation to the bank, the
Mm-hmm.
bank will get the process approved,
Correct.
and then you will have the evaluation from the bank. Okay, this is for the credit, right?
Correct.
Uh, then you have the evaluation from the bank, and then you will sign the contract. Okay. And
Mm-hmm.
in fact, it's one of the things that when we apply for the credit, and when we do an offer to
Mm-hmm.
the owner, you should write in your offer that you will have first evaluation and after the the contract. Why? Because you have to be sure that the evaluation is according to what is the price of the house, right? Because
Correct, correct,
the credit will depend on that, will depend on the evaluation of the house. Okay?
correct, correct. So
Okay.
in this entire process, what do you think that what common mistakes someone should avoid while buying the property?
Okay, one of the things is exactly what we are telling that when we do an offer, when the
Mm-hmm,
credit, when the agent, the real estate agent, and the people who is buying the house makes an offer, they
mm-hmm.
should write that the evaluation should be done before the contract.
Before the
Okay?
contract, correct,
Because as I'm telling you, the credit will be done, will be applied according to the price of the evaluation.
correct,
Okay.
correct,
And unfortunately, we have some businesses that don't go forward exactly because of that. Because there is the evaluation of the house is too low, much
mm-hmm,
lower than the value that the owner is asking for, and then the credit is not enough for the people to buy the house.
correct. So for
Okay.
simplified to our listeners, we will just take the example. For an example, if the property value is 200,000, and if bank says in evaluation the property value is only 180,000, so that
Mhm.
20,000 will impact for the buyer. That's the reason
Exactly.
evaluation is mandatory. So bank will decide what is the actual value of the property and
Exactly.
how much client will get the loan, the buyer will get the loan, and based on that
Exactly.
they can make the analysis and make the contract and they can go further. So evaluation
Exactly.
is very important before making any contract.
Any contract.
Correct,
Exactly.
correct, correct, correct,
So, and that's why you need a real estate agent as well, because when the real estate agent does the offer, writes the
correct.
offer, it should be written in the offer that
Mhm.
evaluation is done before the contract. Okay?
So what do you think if this entire process, if person goes without real estate agent and with real estate agent, there is always possibility that real estate agent will analysis the entire process very well. It's a risky to go without a real estate agent and get into the deal where something the buyer is not aware about actual price, the process and everything.
Yes, I think, well, I'm suspect,
Correct,
Sushant,
correct,
because I'm real estate agent. I'm suspect, but I have to agree with you because the
correct.
real estate agent knows all the steps that are necessary in
Mhm.
order to buy a house, okay? And in fact, is the real estate agent who writes the offer and who makes the contacts also with the credit agent, if there is a credit agent involved,
Correct.
because we can have also our own credit agent, and so the real estate agent knows all the steps and will
Correct.
help in all the steps. Okay.
So basically, I understand that real estate agent plays a role of protector. He entirely protect
Yes.
the process and in interest of
Exactly.
everyone.
Exactly. In this case, it protects the buyer.
Correct.
Okay.
Correct.
Because
Especially
we
the
have
buyer. Yeah.
yes, because we have the real estate agent that is selling a house of their
Correct.
own property, of their own owner. Okay. And we have the real estate agent from the buyer side, we can say. And so in
Correct.
this case, the real estate agent is on the side of the buyer. Okay. So he's helping and all that.
Of
Yes.
course, because the buyers are, if it is a Portuguese buyer, citizen, then it's not a problem. But when buyers are from other country, they are not from the land of Portugal, they are not much aware about the rules and regulations, and there is a possibility, a
Yes.
huge possibility to getting into trap or get stuck in some legalities
Yes.
or into
Yes.
something. So it's always
Yes.
best to have a real estate agent with us while buying the property and which will protect us and it will be in best of our interests. True,
Yes.
Isabel.
Exactly. Exactly.
So
Exactly.
I wanted to ask that how the people who are working actually in Portugal, those who are non-Portuguese, they might have come to Portugal for working for job purpose, and they are working since 4 5 years or at least 12 months, and they have interest to buy because getting houses on rental basis it's super expensive also plus the entire process needs a lot of documentations, and it's not easy to get the rental house. So sometimes they believe buying is a good option, because paying rent to owner, instead of they will pay EMI to bank, and they will feel
Yes.
secure. So in that entirely process, what documents they should have it, if the person is working and if the person is not working but having the business, I believe the both documents are different.
Yes, the documents are different. If you want to rent,
Correct.
yes, if someone wants to rent, they should present all the IRS, which is the taxes,
Correct.
right, that we have in Portugal. Also together with the responsibility map from Portugal, for example, together with the contract of work, the working contract they have, and there is need also to pay one rent plus one or two rents, okay, depending on
Depending
what
on the owner's
the owner
expectations.
is asking for,
Yeah.
exactly. This is in the case of renting a
Renting.
house, right?
Renting.
Yes. In case of buying, that's
Mm-hmm.
your question, right?
Correct. Correct.
You have to have your documentation.
Mm-hmm.
You have to write a paper about the capitals that you where are coming from. It
Mm-hmm.
is a legal situation. It's something that you have to do, and basically that's it. There's
So
nothing.
basically, if the person is salaried, he needs to prove that his salary is coming via bank statements. He can show the salary
Yes.
slips.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. But you
And
see that all these things related with if the person is going for a credit, is
credit.
buying a house, but is using a credit,
Mm-hmm.
all this documentation has to be presented to the bank,
Bank.
right?
Okay.
That's not the real estate agent that is going to demand for that,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
but the bank will ask for all these documentations to in order for him to have a credit. Okay.
Correct, correct. So in this case, they should have all the documents to go ahead. So first they will submit it to bank. Bank will analysis the document. Based on that, they will approve the loan. And based
Yes.
on that, he will come to know how much a buyer has to pay 10% and rest 90% how much he will get the loan.
How much you will get. It's important to say, Sushant, that
Mhm.
depending on the situations, you can have 90%
Lower than,
or lower than 90%.
yeah, yeah,
Because if it is an expect,
correct.
you might have, for example, 80% of the
Hmm.
loan. Okay.
Correct, yeah.
Uh, it depends. It depends on
So,
the
which are the banks? I just wanted to give the bank's name to listeners. Which are the banks are good or the easily providing this kind of mortgages?
the banks, for example, Millennium is
Millennium.
helping them,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
For example, Santander is
Mm-hmm.
also helping them, or helping the people.
Correct.
BPI,
Mm-hmm.
it's also a name. And I think we can say Caixa Geral de Depósitos, which is the public bank,
Okay.
okay, is helping
So
also.
basically, most of the banks are ready to give mortgage
Yes,
to the expats and the
mortgage.
residents.
Yes,
Okay,
most
based
of the
on
banks
their
are
different situations, financial and
exactly.
jobs. Okay. So is there any restrictions on the property ownership to the non-EU citizens?
No.
No.
Portugal doesn't have any limitations for foreigners, okay?
Okay.
If they want to buy a house, there are no
Mm-hmm.
limitations,
Mm-hmm.
even for not European people, okay?
Okay.
So people of any nationality can buy
Mm-hmm.
a house in
Mm-hmm.
Portugal,
Mm-hmm.
resident or not resident,
Mm-hmm.
and in any place of the country, okay? There are no limitations.
No limitations. So anyone can buy, and after even
Yes,
buying, after few years, he can easily sell that property. So there is no
exactly.
issues. Okay.
There are
Okay.
no issues.
Okay. And while buying property, we always think about additional money we needed to pay the taxes. So I want you to tell what type of taxes are involved while buying the property. So the listeners who are planning to buy the properties, they will be aware that apart from that 20%, they should have extra money to pay the taxes.
Exactly. So the buyer must know that you will
Mm-hmm.
have to pay the IMT, which
Mm-hmm.
is the main tax when we buy a house,
Mm-hmm.
and that value, the amount of this tax depends on the house, on the
Mm-hmm.
location, and on other characteristics. Okay, but it's a big amount. Okay, we can
Mm-hmm.
say. Also, there are another tax that we call it Imposto de Selo,
Mm-hmm.
IS, which is 0.8% over the value of the house. Okay,
Okay.
and for the whole process, if we speak about the whole process, then you will have to pay the deed as
Okay.
well, which
Correct.
is around 500 euros.
Mm-hmm.
And then you have to register the house in the
Mm-hmm.
conservatory, okay? And for that register, it will cost you around or up to 500 euros as well, okay? These are the costs, okay, for the
So basically, what could be the percentage? Because this taxes will depend on the cost of the properties. If it's a 200,000 cost of the property, so taxes will be more. If it is 100,000 property rates, then the taxes will be depend. So what is the percentage of the taxes?
for example, for a house of
Mm-hmm.
380,000,
Mm-hmm.
380,000 euros, the total amount of taxes
Okay.
for the first house, it will be around 22,000 euros.
Okay.
Okay? So it's less than 10%, right?
Less than a
It's
10%. Okay.
yes,
Okay.
yes.
So
Hmm.
doesn't matter what is the cost, it will be always be that less than the 10%.
Yes, yes.
Okay, okay. The questions I wanted to ask one more regarding this. So you said this year, 2025, the youngers, the who has a less than 35 age, right?
Five, yes.
They don't need to pay the taxes. So,
No.
so these
For
are the
those people,
taxes
yes.
will, okay.
Exactly. The taxes that I've just mentioned, the
Mm-hmm.
big one that
Uh-huh.
is IMT, which
Mm-hmm.
depends on the house and the
Uh-huh.
location and all that, and
Correct.
the IS, which is imposto de selo,
Mm-hmm.
these two will not, you don't have to pay if you are under 35.
Okay.
Okay, and if it is for the first house, as I
Mm-hmm.
explained before,
Mm-hmm.
if a couple is going to buy a house,
Mm-hmm.
and if it is their first house, they will not pay the taxes.
Correct.
However, if one of them
Mm-hmm.
already has a house, they will pay 50% of these both taxes, these two taxes.
Okay. And these
You,
taxes are common in entire Portugal or
yes,
it's
it
common?
common are
So it
common.
has nothing to do with the Lisbon
No.
area or Alentejo or
No, no,
anything.
no, 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 no. This has to do with the finances
Correct.
department, okay? And
Mm-hmm.
this is also the reason
Mm-hmm.
why the first thing you have to do when you want to buy a house in Portugal is to get your fiscal number.
Correct.
It's because you will have to pay the taxes or
Yeah.
not. You understand? That's the first thing you have to do.
Correct. Correct. If the person is out of Portugal, how he can make that fiscal or tax number?
You can ask the finance department here in
Mm-hmm.
Portugal,
Mm-hmm.
okay? And sometimes,
Mm-hmm.
sometimes the finances ask for someone in Portugal, living
Mm-hmm.
in Portugal,
Mm-hmm.
for their representative,
Representative. Ah, yeah,
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 for
yeah,
their
yeah.
fiscal representatives. For
Correct.
sometimes the finances ask for that, for a
Okay.
fiscal representative that are living and they have their earnings here in
Mm-hmm.
Portugal. Okay?
I think
Sometimes
this part can be taken care by the lawyers or solicitors also on this.
yes, yes. The lawyers and solicitors take care of that. Exactly,
Correct,
exactly.
correct. I think you have given a lot of information on this, so people who are looking to buy properties, they will get enough information via this podcast. I will move forward with my another questions. There are so many people who want to buy property just so that they can get the golden visa and they can try to settle in Europe or in Portugal. So can you put some light on this part?
You mean talk a little bit about the golden visa?
Uh-huh. If they
Okay.
people are planning to buy property because they are getting the
Mhm.
golden visa, that is also I think I heard about it.
Okay. Okay. So golden visa, as everybody knows, is the residence authorization for the investment
Mm-hmm.
activity.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. That's the golden visa. And there is no need for residence visa to come to Portugal if you have a golden visa. You
Okay.
don't have to have a residence visa. And there are benefits also for familiar regroup. If you want to get your family close to you, if you have a golden visa, they can come to you. And there is also the possibility to ask authorization of permanent residence. You
Correct.
can ask for permanent residence. And if you go to Schengen space, you can go without a visa if you have a golden visa, okay? Within
Within
the
EU,
Schengen, yeah,
within Schengen.
Europe.
Okay, within Schengen.
Yeah, Schengen,
Okay,
yes.
okay.
Okay.
Okay, okay. I believe the listeners will get a lot of information, and if someone is planning to buy or sell or rental or anything, I believe you should need a real estate agent, and I think Isabel will be the best person to help you. Isabel, how if someone wants to get connect with you, how he can reach out to you?
Well, it's easier using my WhatsApp. I will
Mm-hmm.
send the number. It's
Correct.
91 783 7749. Okay. I'm from a real estate agency here in Portugal. I work in with houses all over the country, we can say. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
But I think my number is the most important. Nine
Your your
one
your number
seven
I
eight
will put it
three.
in description.
Yes. Yeah,
So
exactly.
if anybody
Exactly.
wants to get in
If
touch with you,
if
they will
someone
easily
gets
get
in
in
touch,
touch.
they can just using WhatsApp or give me a call, and I will help them in all the steps they need.
Correct.
Okay?
So if someone wants to buy the house and after that they want to rent, in that also you can help, right?
Yes, we can help with that as well. Exactly.
Correct,
Exactly.
correct. Correct. So, thank you, Isabel, for this because
Okay.
now, after this Seeing podcast, many people will come to know what are the taxes, how the process goes, what are the documentation needed. I believe they will get in touch with you, and I believe you are the best person. I can say with my own experience, there are two, three properties we have bought via Isabel. So we have gone through this process and we have a very nice experience with her. She has the best knowledge in her industry and the real estate world. And thank you, Isabel, for your time. I know,
I thank you. I
yeah,
thank you, Sush.
you are
I
always
thank you.
busy in your schedule, and you gave us the time. The reason is I wanted to do this podcast. Many people has a lot of confusions, and many real estate agents they don't speak English or any other language where expat is uncomfortable while communicating. So I thought this is the best way to broadcast or spread the information, and anybody wants to
Sure.
buy, they will get in touch with you. Thank you,
Yeah, sure.
Isabel.
Thank you. I thank you, Sushant. I
Thank
thank
you.
you.
Thank you. Have a nice
Okay.
day.
Have a nice day. Bye bye, Sushant. Bye
Bye.
bye.
Bye. Bye.
लेकिन अगर आपको कुछ सीखने मिला तो इस वीडियो को लाइक करें और मेरी हेल्प कीजिए। आपको लाइक करने से ना ये वीडियो और भी लोगों तक पहुंच पाएगी। हाँ, हो सकता है कमेंट में एक थैंक यू और जरूर लिखिए, और आप इस चैनल पर अपलोड हुए और सभी वीडियो देखने पर बॉक्स पे क्लिक कीजिए, और आपको वैल्यू मिले तो चैनल को सब्सक्राइब जरूर करिए। जल्दी मिलेंगे और एक इन्फॉर्मेशन के साथ। थैंक यू।